Hey.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
What's going on?
Welcome, everybody.
It's
Everybody
Sunday.
survived another week.
Yeah.
Oh,
how's
yeah.
everybody's Sundays going?
Really good.
Yep. Ready to start the next one.
No. Crazy week. Nashville was this past weekend for me, and was it Knoxville for you, Jamie?
Yep, that was our first time vending.
Okay.
I briefly talked about it last week, but now that I'm a whole week away from it, I think I can analyze it better than just coming off of the endorphins and all the craziness that happened your first time vending.
Nice.
Yeah, how was it?
It was great.
Yes.
Once they opened the doors, I was fine. Like all the prep going into it, trying to make sure you have everything and you don't really know what everything is that you need because you've never done anything like this before. We went there and set up the night before and forgot like 4 or 5 things. So that was really nice that our first show was close and we can come back and pick up everything that we forgot. And then I got there, went to go clean up the poop that was in there from last night. And I had a slight panic attack because I thought I lost the keys at home for the reptiles. And I was like, oh my gosh. So Carl went to the van and I just didn't remember putting them in the van, but I put them in the van. So we had the keys. So it's just like almost a minor meltdown. And then the doors opened. And then it was just Jamie on stage on show. And I'm not an introvert, but I'm not really an extrovert. I think I am a socially awkward person, just a very well socialized, socially awkward person. So it was really fun when I had people up at the table that were also like, hey, or bubbly or great and not socially awkward. But then you had those few people that would come by that were just, they had this air, like, don't talk to me. I'm just looking at your stuff. I'm like, oh, their body language said, don't talk to me. I'm like, but I know I need to talk to you. And so now this is going to be weird.
So did you start with that? Hey, this is going to be weird, but I feel like.
No, I was just like, hey, how's it going? You try to be bubbly. Most of the time they ignored me. I'm like, that's okay. I'll keep learning how to break you're just a tough nut to crack. That's all. It was fun. And so we're looking forward
from you too.
We're looking forward to doing our next show, which will hopefully setup will go a lot easier. And we'll start having our routine down about setup and tear down and how to keep our stuff organized at home and just kind of tucked away. And we'll just pull it out for shows. But it was a lot of fun.
Good.
Nice.
Did you move anything at the first show?
We did. So I sold 4 snakes and Carl sold like some of his 3D print stuff. We made our money back on the tables. We got 2 tables and an extra table behind us, but we ended up not setting that up, but we still paid for it. And then I made enough to buy, we're getting a leopard gecko from Moreforge because I have to buy my name twin. I have to buy something from her. And shortly after I did her video where I talked about how I bought Georgia and Georgia bit my finger. And that's how I knew I had to take Georgia home. She sent me this picture of this very aggressive little leopard gecko that hissed at her and charged her straight out of the egg. And she's like, I think this one's yours. And I'm like, I think you're right. That's very cute. So he's cute and aggressive. I decided to name him Invader Zim. For those of you who know who Invader Zim is, Tyler, you're probably too young. You need to check it out. It's a super cool cartoon from Nickelodeon back in my day. So he's a little alien who's cute and aggressive and tries to take over the world. So his name is Invader Zim, and I got him a 2x4 huge enclosure. We're going to make this big cave with plants and all kinds of stuff. So that'll be on our YouTube channel. We're just getting all the stuff together and getting it set up, but it'll be fun.
Nice.
Yep.
So how was the
so I didn't
commerce?
take home any money, but I didn't spend any money at the show either, kind of, technically.
Yeah.
Did it seem like the economy was picking up? A lot of people showing up and buying things?
There's always a lot of people there. This is my first show, so I don't know. I sold 4 snakes. That was great. I sold a lot of my lower level snakes. So I sold my normal and I sold my pastel, which I didn't think she was going to go. But I sold some of my upper level, kind of mid-level ball pythons. I had one priced really high because I didn't particularly want her to go, my bananas. So my mid-range to higher bananas sold also. And then I had a lot of people looking at some of my bigger animals that I had that I just decided I'm not going to breed or do anything with. And, but those were priced a little all my stuff was kind of priced well to where it's at market on Morph Market, but also where if they want to negotiate, they can, and there's still room for it not to be ridiculously cheap. So
Nice.
it was pretty good. Nobody negotiates at the shows. I never bought a snake at a show that was sticker price. And so that's one thing I was shocked with. I'm like, nobody negotiates. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Cool.
Interesting.
But it's not a bigger level. It's just pet people coming through. It's not like Nashville. I'm sure Nashville, they were probably bartering all kinds of stuff.
Jamie, how many snakes did you bring?
We brought 14.
Do you think you should have brought more, or you think your selection was enough? Like you had like a pretty wide selection as far as morphs and patterns and colors?
So no, I didn't. So I only had 2 clutches last year. I did have a wide variety because some of the snakes I had at the table I didn't produce. But my son looked at the cases when we set them up. He's like, oh, that's a lot of yellow snakes. I'm like, I know. I love bananas. So, but it was what we had. It was the 14 snakes I had to sell. So I took all the snakes that I had ready for sale and I sold 4 of them. And I made a ton of connections. I met a lot of families, homeschool families, I guess, because we also homeschool. We got that vibe. A lot of homeschool families, a lot of people who watch Snake Discovery and are looking for a pet for their little kids. And so I tell them, I'm like, here's my Husbandry Pro store. You can see my incubator. You can see what's coming up. And for local people, I let them come to the house and hold the snakes and figure out which one, especially pet people, that makes them feel more comfortable because they're used to doing that with mammals like puppies and kittens, going and picking them out, getting a feel for their personality. Yeah. So I had about 20 people that were looking for that. And if even 10 of those people get back to me, that's an awesome first show thing. So yeah.
No, good. We'll be looking for an update on that.
Yeah.
What about you, Tyler? How was that the other show?
Nashville was interesting. There was a little less. It felt a lot slower than North Carolina, which we did. It was 2 weeks before Nashville. There were some issues with rodent vendor stuff at the show. There were too many.
Oh no.
Which Troy knows. I've talked to Troy like 3 times since the show, trying to like just talk, figure stuff out because for him it didn't go exactly as he wanted it to, and for us it didn't. It seemed to be a little slow sales wise, so I sold one animal retail, and then stupid enough I freaking wholesaled 10 balls to a guy who lives an hour away from me, so had to drive 12 hours to wholesale balls to a dude who lives an hour away from me, so that was great. But came home with 11 less animals, so like the wholesales were kind of nice, just not needing to feed them anymore. Because there were so many rodent vendors, that was even slow, so it was a little interesting for us. Like for reference, in North Carolina, in 5 hours, we sold more than we sold the entire weekend in Nashville.
Wow.
So it definitely wasn't what we were expecting. It wasn't what Troy was fully hoping for. There were a couple vendors that did good, but I think a majority of the people did, kind of just all right, or were a little more disappointed. But I trust Troy. I trust Nick. I know they're going to put in work to make the show better. Obviously, it didn't help that there was another show not right down the road, but relatively close for show standards. And it was on a holiday weekend, Mother's Day weekend. So there was a lot of things going against it, and it did do all right. It wasn't the worst show by any stretch. It was still pretty good. And Nashville's fun. So went out downtown like twice and hung out. So it was a fun environment, but the show wasn't as great as we kind of hoped.
Would you say that was the traffic that was low, or the sales by themselves?
So that was actually the weird part. 2 days after the show, I called Troy to kind of get numbers on the show because he's very open with like, how many people are through the door and stuff. So I think in North Carolina, they had 42 or 4,500 people through the door. And what I explained to him was like, from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, it felt kind of packed. The aisles were more crowded. People were kind of lining up at your table. It was hard to not have 3 or 4 people at your table at a time in North Carolina. In Nashville, it never, ever felt that way. It never felt like there was a rush like there is at most shows. It was just kind of a consistent stream of one person at your table or one group of people at your table at a time. And then there would be a minute or 2 or 3 minutes of just no one at your table. So I was like, oh, it was, way less people through the door. But when I talked to him, I think it was roughly like 900 or 1,000 people less. So it wasn't half, or it wasn't, like that much different, I guess, with the people through the door, which shocked me. But I think, there was less people than North Carolina, even though it wasn't, I guess, that much less. But sales at this one, I think, were also slower all around. Bob did well, like he usually does. The Harbins did pretty well. Ryan Carter did pretty well. And I think that was really it from the people that I talked to that were like not very excited, but happy with the show. Some of the other people I talked to either said it was all right or that, it was not good and they wouldn't be coming back in the deal. We will be back, but it was interesting.
So I'm guessing that was a new show.
Yep, that was first time in Nashville. Troy show, he's doing one in Kansas City. I think it's this weekend. Yeah, this coming weekend, he's doing one in Kansas City. We won't be at that one. And then in September, he's doing one in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which we will be doing.
How long was the drive?
12 hours. 12 hours.
I know. I wish I could have gotten out there.
When you travel.
Sorry, what'd you say, Travis?
What kind of setup do you have when you travel?
Just the van.
Just
We
a
left
van?
Thursday. Yeah. Yep. We got the Ford Transit van. So pack everything the night before, load it in the van. We now on longer drives, we've been leaving Thursday instead of leaving, Friday and getting there, setting up all in the same day. So we left Thursday, got to the hotel at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, unloaded into the hotel, went out to dinner downtown, went to sleep, and then went early on Friday and set up everything and kind of just rolled through. And then we got back home Monday at like 6:30 a.m., unloaded and fell asleep for a bit. Then went to the rat
So
show.
are you setting up with your rats or your rodents and your snakes at all shows now?
Most of them, yes. Troy shows we're trying to. Again, me and Troy are trying to work some stuff out on that. And so we were actually gonna be doing Kansas City, but some stuff came up, so we can't. We'll have rodents at pretty much all his shows. All the local shows we definitely will. There are specific ones like not Tinley and stuff like that, but we won't have it at any animals, but most other shows, I think. So that's kind of the plan.
How's the rodent business going?
Really good. Really busy. Facilities still cranking. Trying to got a rack built today. Got another rack that's going to be finished tomorrow. So just continuing to try and make more colony racks to up production. I'm at a really weird point. I have like my grow up bins are kind of full of females that need to get into breeder tubs, but we don't have racks for them yet. So our problem's been trying to get racks built as quick as possible so we can kind of fill them in. I think I've got, 600-ish females that are ready to go into colonies with just no space for them. So I need 6 or 8 racks built like as soon as possible to try and continue to up the production, but it's been going really good. Online sales have kicked up a bit. And then starting to get more of a consistent local live customer base as well. But it's a lot of work.
Is it? I know, like breeding my own rodents. I feel you. And I built my own racks before, and the thing that killed me was stapling the damn mesh wire. That thing is like takes forever. I finally switched to Freedom Breeder, but they're expensive.
Yeah, that's kind of our problem right now. Is we have
Dr. Joe.
I think 12 or 14 Freedom Breeder ARSs, maybe 16 or something like that, and then the rest are. We have also have 2 of the new Vision racks, the Vision Super, whatever. I don't even know what it's called. But those were really good. I actually really like the Vision racks. And then we're building the rest of our rat racks ourselves for now because we're pumping them out for like $900 a piece, 24 bin racks compared to $3,500 from ARS or Freedom Breeder. It's way more economical.
Which tubs are you using?
Medium concrete mixers, not the big.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Easy to replace. You can just go to the hardware store and you're done.
Yep. So I got 2, 4, 6. I might have 10 of those racks now. 10 racks that do 24, something like that. I'm closing in on like 750-ish colonies of rats.
Are you still cleaning all those yourself, or do you have?
It's me and Dad, and then part-time worker who's actually like leaving this week because she's going back home from college. I will have Alex from Alex-Holly Reptiles coming in when he's out of school for the summer, pretty much full time, and then hopefully by
That's awesome.
when he goes back, probably have enough money and need help to get an actual full-time employee, by October-ish time, because
I know.
I dread
every week.
How would you say?
Is that 240 colonies of just rats?
So for me, I have over 700 colonies of rats.
Over 700 colonies of rats. Okay.
Yeah. I have about 200 colonies of mice, and then 100 colonies of ASFs right now. Maybe a little 100 plus colonies of ASFs. Hopefully, I think by the end of the month, we'll be at about 1,000 colonies of rats.
Good Lord. How big is a colony for you?
1-4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on your website, you've got some other feeders available, if I remember correctly, like guinea pigs.
Yep.
So how are you getting those sent out? Who's raising those for you?
So I have a woman close to Buffalo. It was Rochester, Buffalo. It's about an hour away. So she does my rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, and gerbils. And then I have another friend of mine who is in PA, like close PA, who does not all of our quail, but I'm very new to the quail. So I have a few colonies of them and literally just got my first baby to hatch and survive like last week. So he's been doing all my quail stuff. Rats, mice, ASFs are all in-house. I will never do rabbits in-house. I just, at least not never, but for a very foreseeable future, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, like that stuff. I have a friend who does them an hour away.
Okay.
So it's just easier that way. I can't do all of it in-house. Same with chicks. So chicks, I'm partnered with a farm in the Finger Lakes it's one of the largest chicken farms in the country. So they hook it up on chicks, which I don't sell too many of them, But if there's anyone local who wants chicks, I can get you chicks for a really good price.
What do you guys do with the soiled shavings?
Dumpster. They just get thrown out. For right now, I know there's other things we could do with them. Use them as compost, fertilizer stuff, and sell it, but it's just not worth our time to do it right now. Or trying to find someone to take it. It's just easiest for us to not worry about it. Toss it.
Yeah, I wonder what my neighbors think. I have 5 bins of trash in front of my house every Friday. So like, why this guy has like 5 bins of trash?
How much are you producing right now? Like, how many colonies you got?
I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 grow out racks of rats, and then I have 3 breeding racks, 1 of mice and 2 of rats, all freedom breeder.
Nice.
Though I had ARS before, but I didn't like the nipple thing that I had to pull it out, and then when you were putting it back, or you're trying to like juggle you have full of rats and you're trying to juggle that tub to put it back in the rack. So I like the freedom breeder because you just slide in and out and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. What are you running? Oh, I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec. What are you running for colonies? Like,
Rats 1.3, and I'm doing mice 1.4 or 1.5, depending on how much production I need. Sometimes when the production is going too high, I just pull 1 female off and I do 1.4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm using the higher tubs because you have the 10 series. I don't know how they call them feeder breeder, but I'm using the ones that they use for maternity for the female rats.
10 deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I use the 10 deeps. I use a 10 deep and a 10 for ASFs, and then I use the vision racks for the mice, which are technically the 10s for.
How is the watering system of the vision rack?
It's good.
It's easy to pull it out.
Yeah, so the vision rack's interesting. It's not on sliders. It's just on a support beam. So it's different. Like, it takes a little bit kind of to get used to and how you're putting it and taking out the bins, because within reason on the rats or even the snakes, you can pull the bin almost all the way out and leave that much hanging in there and it'll just flop, but it's still in there. You can't do that with the visions, so you have to be a little bit more careful. But the watering system, it's kind of the same thing. They're easy to pull in and out too, and
Nice.
Your cost per bin's like really low compared to ARS. So I get 100. I have 120 bins in a rack from Vision, and that was like 6,200 or something like that for a rack, compared to almost $4,000 for 45 bins from ARS or Freedom Breeder. So
yeah, I bought all my freedom breeders used. Thankfully, I found it local and was much cheaper.
Yeah, I wish they were easier to find used local, because I would.
It's hard.
Get more. But yeah, the rats have been just consuming my life.
Do you get sometimes, like when you get like and that's one thing that I'm always trying to clean, but do you get that white goo inside of the nipples that you have to open up and then clean the coil? And it's like it's almost like I can't even tell. Like it's like a white substance. Like you have to open up.
Rarely.
Do you put anything on the water to avoid that, or you just like clean periodically, like I'm doing?
There is a way to do it. I mean, you could reverse osmosis the water, like have a reverse osmosis system, and that would clear it out. Just filter.
So it's basically hard water. That's what it's forming.
Yeah. So it'll just filter and clean the water before it gets into the pipes or whatever you want to call it. But it doesn't I mean, it happens periodically, and then we just take it and get 20 or 30 of them at a time, which usually takes a couple months, and then we'll go through it.
So do you run a pressure system to all yours, or are you still using like buckets?
I'm using I'm using buckets that are okay. So it's from the main water system. I'm running PEX lines to all the buckets. All the buckets have float valves.
Okay.
And then in every room, so it's technically 4 separate rooms in the facilities. Or it's the front section right when you walk in, and that's rats. Every single room has an on-off valve. So go in. Usually it takes 15-ish minutes to fill all the buckets in the building. I'll go turn on all the waters. It'll fill. They'll stop once they hit the top, and then you can leave it on all day if you want. They won't overflow because of the float system. But end of the day, just shut it off and then come back in. Because if they were plugged direct into your water main, you will get screwed. If you get a leaky valve or a flood of some sort,
you're gonna get you out.
Yeah. Thankfully, no, I'm not even gonna say it. Nope, nothing. Not gonna say it out loud because then I will get you out. But yeah, that's my old boss had it ran directly to the main water system to his entire building, and it was a shit show every morning. Hated it. And that was my job, scrape the wet bin, so I will not do that ever again.
Wow.
Travis, how's that girl doing?
I've seen that.
She's doing great. She's on frozen thawed, never skipped a beat. So
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So she's doing good. Happy with her.
Gotta get her fattened up. I'm gonna need a baby from her.
Yeah, she's helping.
What is the
area.
girl?
Say it again.
What is the girl?
What is the girl? So it is a super OD Enchi hypo het clown possible het pied.
That's pretty awesome.
See, I did all that from memory. I was going to pull up my Husbandry Pro. I got it sitting here behind the tab, but no, I was able to do it from memory, surprisingly.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I got her sister right here. Same thing.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Tyler and I talked about that snake all summer.
Nice.
So that's same thing, sister.
Or all fall, I should say.
Yeah. Do not bite me. You're way worse than your sister. And then this is the other sister.
Tyler was relentless. He made sure I was reminded he had her, and when the time was right, I pulled the trigger.
And then that one's Orange Dream Yellow Belly Enchi. Visual Hypo Het Clown Posset Pied.
Awesome.
Hey, Jamie, do you know how to send a link to Holly? Hold on, there she is. I was trying to figure it out, and I'm retarded.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Holly.
What's up going on, Holly?
Oh, Holly.
What's up? What's up, Tyler? So Jamie.
What's up?
Travis.
Girls' night.
What are you guys doing?
She's in Galveston.
My sissy poop. We are leaving the restaurant, going back to the hotel. We're so tired.
Oh, I bet been driving all day. Hi, Val.
Hi. Just got through eating at a real swanky restaurant and sat outside and watched the tugboat come in, and some dolphins were in front of it. It was pretty cool.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's the weather down there?
It's sticky, hot, muggy, and windy.
It'll be nice once you're out on that boat.
With a ton of crackheads.
Nice.
Feels like home, guys. Feels
They
just like
followed
home.
you, Holly. They followed you.
My God.
Yeah, I don't miss living down there. I lived in Louisiana for
Everybody
a
doing
while.
this week?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I can. Louisiana, the humidity and the first time I've been to New Orleans and I got out of the bus, I felt that heat like just hitting my face with the humidity. I said, "What is this?"
Yeah.
It's a hot, wet blanket is what it is.
Mhm.
It really
Exactly.
is.
Humidity's the worst.
I lived in
Yes.
Mississippi
Unless it's
Yeah,
in your reptile room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, even then, I hate. Yeah, I hate it being humid down here.
So like the sand here is so sticky, and we walked on the beach earlier, and when we got back to the room, we were both scrubbing up because it just can't stand the stickiness, you know.
Mm-mm. No, it's the
So
worst.
Do you want to tell
Good for
them?
snakes, though.
what was that?
It's a good for snakes, though.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You want to tell them our exciting
Go
news
ahead.
from yesterday?
Ooh.
Oh well, our people here know, but we finally had our Russo female finally laid. She's a Russo red strap clown, and she was
Wow.
bred to a chocolate Batman.
Oh, that's
And,
gonna be awesome.
man, we have been waiting 2 years. Well, since 23, yeah.
Man.
And
Yeah, I can't wait to see that clutch.
yeah, I was like, man, it's going to be hard to sell anything out of that clutch.
Congratulations, you guys. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you, Jamie.
Well, we just hit 30. Does someone want to run the sponsors, and then we'll get back?
Travis, you'll have to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
If you need to accelerate your breeding plans, use Charlie at Grey Rider Reptiles for fast and reliable shed testing services. His testing services offer both speed and accuracy, ensuring that you receive dependable results in a timely manner. As a valued customer, he is happy to offer you a 15% discount on your purchase. Visit www.shedtesting.com and use code TEXOMA15 during checkout to take advantage of the offer. Limit of 2 users per customer.
Meet Sammy, a ball python breeder with a specialty in the Pied Project. When you meet him, don't be shy to ask questions about his snakes, as he loves to share his knowledge and experience with others. He is a friendly and approachable guy who is always happy to chat with fellow reptile enthusiasts. Whether you are a seasoned snake breeder or just starting out, Sammy is the perfect person to connect with if you are interested in the Pied Project. So keep a lookout for that hot pink shirt.
Python Suzy. He's been professionally fondling pythons since April 2024. Before that, it was just for fun. He has balls and golans, and soon he'll have dwarf Burmese pythons in his collection. He loves dark clowns, leopards, and long walks on the beach with sunsets. He thinks orange dream and blackhead are salt and pepper on a good steak. Hit him up. He'll talk about just about anything.
Bam.
That's true.
That's true.
That's right. Got to change my ad because I have dwarf berms now.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's true.
Oh, right.
That's right. They're
They,
doing good.
Good. I saw your update post on them. They look good. And how long do they take to get to breeding? Is it 4 years?
Yeah, about 4 years for the female, maybe 2 years for the males, 2-3 years. Their growth rate's weird. They start out slow and then I guess they kind of ramp up.
Yeah.
You got a pair?
Say again?
You got a pair?
Do I got a bear?
No, you
Oh,
got
You
a
have a
pair.
pair.
No, I've got a 0.2 right now. I was supposed
Okay.
to get a 1.2, but the male and the clutch passed away the day before they were supposed to ship out, allegedly.
Oh,
I thought you got a 1.1. Damn. Okay, I didn't know you had two females.
No, I got a 0.2. I got to buy
Nice.
I got to get a male. Mike Purnell from, I think it's Python and a Pear Tree. He's been doing dwarf berms for 20 something years or something to that effect. And he might have a clutch this fall.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense to wait
Gotta get
also
on
if
the
it takes females twice as long.
Yeah, the only thing is they're harder to come by. So it's kind of when the opportunity comes up, you get what you can get.
Got it. So it's
Yeah.
backwards from ball pythons.
Yeah, I mean, ball pythons are everywhere, right? The dwarf firms,
So
not
you
so
can
much.
find males. Yeah, the males are the ones. The females you want to hold on to.
Yeah.
And did you
How's,
guys had? Go ahead, Tyler.
No, I was just gonna ask how everyone's breeding season's going. It should be.
I was going to
kicking-
ask the same question.
Yeah. It should be-
Well, I've got a joke for Holly while we have her here. It fits into
Yay.
where she's all hot. So, Holly, what do you
Yes.
call a sweaty boob?
Well, that's a good one. What do we call a sweaty boob? I don't know. What's a sweaty boob?
A humidity.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You're welcome.
That's a great one.
Okay, now how's everybody's breeding season been doing?
Well, mine's just starting. In Idaho, April is the month where things start to pick up, apparently. So I've got locks on all the females that are developing. So just initial locks. They'll be going back in periodically as they move through the
That's the Wi-Fi.
follicular development. So I'm early right now.
Good. Well,
Yeah, I got clutch 6 yesterday, and I got 2 clutches today. I got 7 and 8
nice.
on the same day.
Wow.
And what did
One
you- what did you
one
get?
was a little bit of a heartbreak. She had like 7, but 3 were slugs. So it was a very small female first year breeding. So I was not hoping for many eggs. I was hoping for 5. So she gave me 7, but it ended up being 4 fertile, very small eggs too.
damn. What was the?
What was the pairing?
Yeah.
GHI Calico had DG female, and the male is a spot nose OD Enchi yellow belly DG.
Oh,
Nice. Ooh,
Very nice.
nice.
What's your
Well, good luck. I hope
most
you do
exciting
well.
clutch you've got so far?
Say it again.
What's your most exciting clutch you've gotten so far this season?
I got a monarch clutch.
Oh, look at
so I'm
Tyler.
waiting
Yay.
for that. So I got 2 monarch clutches. One is just I paired the visual male head pie to OD highway female
Okay.
to try to get some gravels out of there, and the other one is a black pastel female. She's a huge female. She gave me 11 eggs. So she's a head monarch. So if I can get like 4 visuals at least or 5, that would be great.
She's a hat monarch, and what were her codoms?
Yeah. She has a black pastel, black pastel, like a black pewter.
Yeah.
I can't
Hat
wait for my hat clown male to be grown. He's a red stripe monarch hat clown.
Ooh, buddy.
Got it from
Yo,
Justin.
exciting.
No, I'm super excited.
Yeah, dude, I'm waiting. I got 1 clutch on the ground for monarchs. Well, they'll be hets, but KRG Phantom Leopard Yellow Belly Het Pied girl bred to a Fire Monarch Pied male. So that will be fun. And then this girl is now 4 days overdue, which is pastel double Het Monarch Pied bred to the Fire Monarch Pied. So she's huge. I mean, she hopefully will lay a good 10 eggs and hit a couple monarch pieds this year would be nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I have 1 double head, like a pinstripe double head. So
Female?
I put her to the double head pie monarch pied. So I put her to the head pie monarch male. Let me show you the red stripe
Yeah.
clown.
Travis, when are you getting monarch?
As soon as you got some visuals that you'll give me a good price on.
Deal. That'll be
Monarch is super pretty.
No, it was in the plan. It's a toss up between Ultramel and Monarch. I mean, I guess I would I could go the cheaper
My
route.
camera, the lighting is not the best here too.
blow them up. Not literally.
Yeah, let's see if we can actually blow him up.
Yeah, that'd be...
Wrong one.
We're getting
Nope.
somewhere. Okay.
Let me.
Next.
Yeah,
Next.
somebody else can
He-
try.
He's much darker than this. My camera sucks. I tried to get another one. I didn't like it, and I
There
returned
we
it.
go. And that's red
Yeah,
stripe
yeah.
monarch het clown.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty.
My turn.
And I already have double hats, monarch clown. They're pastel Anchi ODYB.
Whoa. Where'd you get those?
I made those.
Sure you don't want to, let one of those go,
Nice. Boy, I'll have to do some talking after the show, it sounds like.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, I'm
That's
trying to
great.
make a lot of hats too. So I'm excited to put him. I have a red stripe, spot nose, yellow belly clown that I want to put him to, and get some clown hats too. And I want to put him to sunset. I have a female that is just growing up for him.
My turn.
All right, hold on a second.
This boy's just hit size where I'm feeling decent to throw him in with some girls.
Oh, he's so beautiful.
I'd like to wait another month, but the females I want to put him to might not hold off that long. So, whoa, he is the most active ball I have.
Is he producing? is he producing sperm plugs already?
Yeah, he is. He's about 600 grams producing sperm. Past a leopard monarch clown boy.
He's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, this year with him, hopefully I'll make some monarch clowns, some visuals, and then one of my, I think I'm going to put him to 4 girls if he continues to eat and lock and do well. I have a pastel double het female monarch clown. I have a normal double het monarch clown. I have, this one's one of my favorite pairings of the year. It's a pastel cryptic desert ghost genetic stripe. So
That's
everything in
awesome.
the clutch will be kryptons that are het monarch G-stripe desert ghost. And then the other one's a mandarin 100% het clown female. So I'd really like to make a leopard mandarin clown 100% het monarch and male, and then be able to throw that back to the double het females in 12, 18 months. That's kind of the goal. I have 30 females I would pair him to if he would, but those are my 4 he's going to go to. If he can take one more, I'll probably put him to the female monarch pied, who's doing really freaking well.
Did you produce the monarch clown or did you buy him?
I purchased him from Zach at Pied's Life. I have literally not produced a visual monarch yet. So last season was supposed to be my first season to make a visual, but my only female I had reabsorbed. This year I have 1, 2, 3. I think I have 3 chances at visuals. I could have 4, but I'm using one of my visual girls right here. It's just a big fire monarch.
That's awesome.
She's going to a super Enchi orange dream hypo clown, which is the father of the snake Travis just got. So hopefully get a ton of hopefully get a ton of orange dream Enchi, OD Enchi fire, triple het hypo monarch clowns. My big thing this season is I'm just going to be making a ton of single visual double hets, pieds, double het monarch clowns, triple het in almost every single base recessive that I work. So there'll be monarch G-stripe, hypos, monarch hypo pieds, triple hets, monarch, what else? Monarch clown pieds. I have a chance at visual monarch double het clown pieds. I can hit pied double het monarch clowns and clown het monarchs, double visual monarch clowns, monarch pieds, monarch het pieds. stuff like
That's
that.
pretty cool.
If everything goes right, I'll have like 15-ish clutches with Monarch in it. So
Oof.
Nice.
Dang.
that would be good.
Dang, that's a good.
Sounds like we can get a deal on a snake from you.
Yeah, buddy. It really depends. My problem is that the reason I did it like that many, and I structured the Monarch part because I have so many females. I bought Monarch males. I bought Monarch females too, that have just gotten to size this season, but purchased Fire Monarch Pied breeder male, the Monarch Clown male who's just about breeder size, a Monarch G-Stripe breeder male, and a Pasto Enchi Yellow Belly Monarch Het Pied male. So all those males now, and I do have my original single gene Monarch male who is available. But I have 4 Monarch males that can just run to everything, and they're all double recessive Monarch males to go to Clown, Pied, G-Stripe, and Hypo are kind of what I'm working it in, and then Desert Ghost as well.
Are you a fan of Desert Ghost? I was not super excited on Desert Ghost. It's not bad, but I like the simple recessive version better than even. I haven't seen Hypo yet, but with DG I didn't get too much excited.
I liked it. I liked the Monarch Desert Ghost better than the only one I've ever seen in person was a Black Pastel Monarch Desert Ghost. That one I didn't love. I don't know why, and I saw it 3 years ago, so it's not fresh in my brain, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I did like the one that Sebastian made at Showcase. That one I did like. And it's a mix between, I think it is a little bit better, not a little better, but different than the straight Monarch stuff, obviously. And then just business and retail wise, they are super expensive. So I have to be into it, right? So there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to work that project. And I only have 1 clutch for them. I'm probably going to keep most of it if the odds play out, because they're all going to be visual Krypton. So either double head or a visual, whatever you want to call it. And then they're Desert Ghost, G-Stripe, and Clown. So they're all either penta hets or single visual triple hets. That's the way I'm structuring the Monarch Desert Ghost stuff right now. I might do one other pairing for them, and that would be for triple hets, Monarch Desert Ghost Pieds. So I'm not really just doing Monarch DG, and both of those, I have a leopard spot nose pinstripe Desert Ghost female who might go to a Pasto Enchi Yellow Belly Monarch Het Pied. So like that's a very codon packed, at least double het and then test pied.
Yeah, I'm trying to go the dark and bright route. For example, Black Hat OD, GHI OD, Black Pastel, Fire.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to mix those two to see what we get, what I'm getting, because we see a lot of Monarch, but I haven't seen like incomplete dominant pack animals yet. So
no,
I'm shooting for that.
That's kind of where I'm at too.
So for me, I'm doing a mix of both. Like I have some pairings that do have multi-codon packed double hets or multi-codon packed triple het stuff. Like one of my favorite female, when did I produce her? 22. Yeah. My favorite animal I produced in 22 was a GHI Enchi Lesser Sulfur Hypo. So I freaking love that girl. And
I didn't know you had sulfur in your collection.
A lot of sulfur. That's like my
really.
We were just talking about, I have no fire breeder males. They're all sulfurs. And I have only a couple fire breeder females. I have a lot of sulfur. So I have that GHI Enchi Lesser Sulfur Hypo going to a Pastel Monarch genetic stripe this season. So they'll all be triple het Monarch G-Stripe Hypo with obviously GHI Enchi Lesser and Sulfur in there. And she's at 20 millimeters. And then I have a very similar, I went a different route with her. So this is, come here. The two females I'm talking.
So pretty.
Oh yeah.
So this was me and my dad's fight in 2020. That is GHI Enchi Lesser Sulfur Hypo.
Wow, that's killer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one of my freaking favorite snakes I've ever produced.
I love JJ Hypo. I love it.
So that girl is going to the Pastel Monarch G Stripe. And then this girl right here is Super GHI Pastel Hypo.
She's gorgeous.
And she is going to the Fire Monarch Pied. So everything's going to be GHI triple het Hypo Monarch Pieds out of this clutch. And then everything in this clutch is more codon packed, but also triple het. This one's only 3 codons, GHI Pastel and Fire, but they're triple hets. This one I think has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different codons, but triple hets. So I just thought I would prefer everything to be GHI and Monarch Hypopide and no lesser. When I was debating, I knew one of these girls was going to the G Stripe and one was going to the Pied. And I decided GHI was more important in Pied and keeping lesser out, which I don't
Yeah,
care.
you have lesser, like you wouldn't go with Pied, right?
Yeah. So I did want GHI. I wanted Enchi in the Pied, but I was like, I'll just put an extra like generation or whatever to get GHI and Enchi in the Monarch Pied stuff. I have different ways of doing it than just for coming next season. But these are two of my like most.
They're very beautiful.
I love
Yeah.
them. I can't make enough GHI hypos. And this girl's mom actually pre-lay shed today. So her mom's just a straight up GHI hypo. She was bred to a Pastel Mojave Yellow Belly Toxic Clown male, my Dinker Toxic project. So those will be the first toxic double het hypo clowns that have been made, which I'm curious to see what Toxic does in GHI. I'll toss these girls back.
And Jamie, by the way, I just had the prelay shed for the Super Hurricane Hypo hat rainbow.
Ooh, nice.
We just had the prelay shed yesterday, so I'm excited about that one too.
I like anything. I like rainbow. I haven't seen it in person yet, but I do like it.
I mean, with dark, I prefer it with darker genes. So like
that makes
the
sense.
Super Hurricane makes it really dark. So I'm very excited to see what the visual is going to be.
Yeah, me too.
And then
Ooh.
that's the breeder female Pastel Monarch Pied.
Wow. She's a big girl.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say ultramil.
Whoa.
It's because of and it's even lighter than if you look at Ultramel Pied is darker than a Pastel Monarch. My male is pastel, so I'm trying to get something, get like a project without the pastel, even though it looks really good. I'm trying to get without the pastel, but he's very strong on passing his pastel. So.
Yeah, I do like the Pastel Monarch stuff. So my plans with her, again, it depends on the Monarch Clown Boy. He probably won't go to her this season. So I think I'm going to change plans and she's going to go to she's going to go to either the Fire Monarch Pied male, which is actually her father, or Pastel and Yellow Belly.
Whose
Monarch.
phone's going off?
It's not mine, I swear.
It's not mine either.
It's like Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether to put her to the Fire Monarch Pied boy and just make a whole clutch of Monarch Pieds, or
That's what I think.
That's what I think I'm going to do too. And that Monarch Pied boy has been a beast since I got him, eating every week, locking every single time I put him in. He has 2 of my first 3 clutches that are going to be laid. He'll probably sire like 7 or 8 this year, which is huge for me. I've really not had a male go over 4 clutches.
Wow. What's up, Casey?
Hey, Casey.
Hey, Casey. We have motorcycles going off on this street right in front of us like crazy. I don't know how we're going to sleep tonight.
Fun.
Ugh.
Holly, are you having fun at all?
Yeah.
I've heard you complain about several things. I'm just thinking that are you ready to go home already?
She is. She's such a homebody.
I am.
I
too.
am.
She's
What are
already
you doing down there,
homesick.
Holly?
What's that?
So what are you doing down there?
Oh, I'm going to show you the balcony view. It's already dark. If I can figure out how to turn this thing around. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Nice
Yeah.
view.
Good stuff. Is
What-
the humidity a little lower right there by the beach, or is it still pretty muggy?
It's muggy. It's windy.
The wind is nice.
Well, the wind is nice. You don't have hair.
I mean, that's a beautiful view. All can I say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
What hotel are you guys staying in?
Holiday Inn Resort.
Nice.
Yeah. But we'll be on the ship tomorrow. I think I'll be happy then.
I'm super jealous.
Nice. Well, have a good time.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to talk to Holly for a week.
Well,
We're just gonna have to talk about her.
I guess.
Oh my goodness.
Holly
Holly
can give us
on
the
Instagram.
inside scoop where we can hit Holly with some stuff in the next show. She won't know what hit her.
Yeah.
We'll see if she hates something as much as I hate monkeys.
Oh my gosh. Your monkey thing is hilarious.
You like my picture of the monkeys I sent you in Nashville?
No,
Dude was walking around with just 2 monkeys on his shoulder the whole
Oh,
time.
yeah.
that's disgusting to me.
What was it? Capuchin?
That's
Yeah,
that's
two of them.
absolutely disgusting to me. Those things.
They were just he like walked an aisle away from us, and I looked at my dad and I was like, Travis is gonna love this.
No, you put them in diapers, but here's the thing: is they can reach into that diaper and grab their own poo and throw it at you.
You know what I'm glad of about that? I'm
let me
glad
tell you
that
something.
he's not giving me hell about bananas anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
because you
wait,
got
wait.
something you can just send them monkey videos the whole time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just wait, Holly. I got something for you when you get back. Don't worry. It's already in the works.
Oh Lord.
At the Nashville show, something like 2 weird things happened. So there was a table in the back at both involves them. So they had a baby otter. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Yes, they
It was so cute.
Oh, they're amazing. They're cute.
So I go back there the Friday, which is the day we're setting up. See this otter? It's like the cutest thing in the world. This girl's like holding an armadillo too. It's like petting zoo kind of like deal back there. We get in the next morning, right over the loudspeakers. Hey guys, we have a missing armadillo. So if anyone they lost, like I've heard missing snakes, missing lizards. We have a missing armadillo at the show. Please check under your tables, like make sure, like whatever. And like, I don't know, half hour goes by and they're like, guys, we still haven't found the armadillo. And I was like, we're gonna do a $200 reward for anyone who finds the armadillo.
Oh no.
5 minutes later, we found the armadillo.
So I got a question.
Heck
This is
yeah.
interesting. Why do you want to find an armadillo? Like, why
For
on earth
$200,
would you even
apparently.
want to find one? If I had a pet armadillo and I lost it, I'd be happy.
Well, dude, they were charging people $15 for a picture. That's why they want to find it.
With an armadillo?
Yep.
Man, I don't know.
Was it a native or was like a 6-banded armadillo? What was it? Do you know?
I have no idea. It was,
Does anybody care?
it was the same
No, because
thing.
they're much bigger. Like the 6-banded is like 4 or 5 times. Like if you lose one of those, it's hard to miss.
I mean,
that's what I'm-
when it was, one can curl in a ball and one can't, right? Like one can like kind of.
yeah, the smaller ones usually they can. Like the 6-banded, they curve, but they don't get into a ball. Like
This one, when I saw it, it was curved. It was curved, and it was like probably like that big when it was curved.
that's probably like something native.
Yeah. So
So how big are these 6-banded armadillos?
Have you ever seen like Brian Barczyk? They had like the armadillo.
6
I've seen
It's
a
like-
bunch of his videos, but
It's like four, like when you see the road kills in here, like try to think of like adult, it's probably going to be like, I would say more like 3-4 times the size. It's like huge.
16
I mean, are
to
you talking
20
like
inches head to
like
body
50
weight.
pounds huge or 20 pounds or?
It's probably like this big. I don't know like
No.
how many pounds, but
Bring
it's like
armadillo like
it's the
what,
size
around
of a.
maybe a little bigger than a raccoon.
Yeah, 7 to 14 pounds is what it says, and they're usually 16 to 20 inches long, 7 to 14 pounds.
No.
Smaller,
Nothing smells
more
real bad.
4-banded armadillo size. It did smell bad in the corner.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was.
Well, on that note, we are at an hour, folks.
Yeah.
So I guess it's time for us to bid each other adieu, and y'all have in the words of Holly, y'all have a great week.
All right.
And we'll
Never
see
have a
you-
good night.
And we'll
Thanks,
see
Kat.
you all next time.
Bye,
See you guys.
everybody.
Good to see you.
Hi, everybody.
And why can't I play the outro?
It's a great question. I don't know.
Should we just pretend that we froze?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody pretend like you froze.
It's the monkey's fault.
Yeah, well, it's grayed out for me, Bobby. You're gonna have to try to play the outro. I can play everything
I'll
else,
try
but I can't play the outro.
Professionals.
We are professionals. This is monkeys and footballs right here.
Just not going to blink until it closes.
Yeah, it's not.
Might just have to end it. You know, I'll just hit that.
Well, all right, folks, we're gonna end it. Outro's not working for us. Don't know what's up. It's probably us. No Holly here to keep us all in check. So,
I'm right here.
oh, that's right. You are, but you're not you're not in the StreamYard to fancy the widgets and things.
Okay, guys.
So,
See ya.
all right, see ya.